Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please reply on the chat box. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can
Yes,
hear
sir.
you.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, we shall be discussing about investment management only because I just want to complete that part which I had left in the morning. Because, anyways, as far as tax management is concerned, we have completed all the theoretical concepts of income from capital gains. The only thing that is left out is solving of problems, which I will do it on Monday. And before that, I will solve it in Word file, and I'll send you that Word file. And Monday we are going to discuss those problems. We are not going to solve it because solving takes a lot of time. I will solve those problems, and proportionally same concept or problems on similar nature, I will give it to you for your practice also. Okay, so we'll be discussing the problems. We will not be uh, solving the problems because solving is consuming a lot of time, right? So that is what will happen on Monday. But as of now, we will continue from where we had stopped. We stopped at reinvestment risk today morning, and we'll continue from the concept where we stopped, that is reinvestment. Okay. So quickly we'll go through that particular point of reinvestments. Yeah. So we were here. Okay. And this is where we are going to discuss, right? Now, as I told you in the morning, we'll see the example first, and after seeing the example only then we will come to the theoretical concept of what do you mean by a bond yield when it comes to a realized yield. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, let us say that we have a bond which is around 1,000 rupees par value. Okay. And let us say you have purchased this particular bond, you are willing to purchase this particular bond which has a coupon rate of around 15%. Okay. And maturity period is for 5 years, right? When you look at this particular value, as you said in the morning, this bond is presently being offered at a discount. Why? Because its price is less than the par value. The price is less than the par value, therefore the bond is issued at a discount. So which means, okay, Mrunali has purchased this particular bond for 850 rupees. So I'll just write here Mrunali. I don't know how. Mrunali, you have to bear with my handwriting because I'm not writing it on a piece of paper. I'm writing it digitally. So you have to bear with my handwriting. Okay, this is Mrunali. She has purchased the bond for 850 rupees and she has purchased the bond in the 0th year, which means she has next 5 years wherein she can receive 15% on the face value of the bond. So if you look at it, every year Mrunali is going to receive 150, 150, 150, 150 plus 150. So this amount she is going to receive every year for next 5 years. Clear? Now, what's going to happen? At the end of first year, from the time of investment, at the end of first year, Mrunali is going to receive 150 rupees. Now, when she receives this 150 rupees, she totally has 5 years wherein she can make the investment. What she has to do to get a realized yield is, the moment she receives this 150 rupees, she has to reinvest this particular money back at 50. She has to reinvest this particular money, okay, for the remaining time frame. And what is the remaining time frame? She has 4 years left. Now, the only difference here is, the only difference in case of realized yield is, once she receives this 150 rupees after 1 year, it might so happen that rate of interest may not be 15%, the rate of interest could be 16, or in my case, the rate of interest could also be 12%. We don't know. Now I'm presuming that the rate of interest here, I'm presuming that the rate of interest here, okay, is, the rate of interest here is 16%. So Murali is going to invest her 150 rupees at 15% for next 4 years, right? So if she invests 150 rupees for next 4 years, okay, this is the present value interest factors that I have. The present value interest factors that I have. Why I'm having present value interest factors? Because this amount is going to remain the same, right? I'm not using present value interest. I'm using present value interest factor annuity because these values are going to remain the same, and every year a same amount of cash flow is coming to you. That is the reason I have to use annuity factors. So when I use this particular annuity factors, what is going to happen? These values are going to be generated over the next 4 years, right? So once I get these values for next 4 years, what is going to happen? I have to multiply 150 with 1.81, and when I multiply with 1.81, the answer that I'm going to get is 271 rupees. So this is what she's going to receive, okay, if she invests 150 rupees for next 4 years. Now, in the second year, again, Mrunali is going to receive 150 rupees. Now she has 3 years only time left for investment. If she invests this particular money for at 16% for next 3 years, this is the amount that she is going to generate at the end of 3 years for 1 rupee. I multiply this. I multiply this value with, sorry, I multiply this value with 150 rupees. And once I multiply this value for 150 rupees, I will get 234. Same is the case with third year. She is going to receive 150 rupees and she has 2 years time left. Okay. She will invest it at 16% and then she is going to earn 201 rupees. Same for the fourth year. She is going to invest the money for 1 year. This is the money that she is going to expect. If she multiplies 150 with that particular amount of 1.16, she is going to receive 174. And finally, in the last year, there is no time left out. The present value of everything is going to be 1. So she is going to receive 150 rupees only. Now, what is her total realized yield? Her total realized yield is going to be that is what we are going to calculate. So you have to add up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 850 rupees. So when you add up this particular 850 rupees and subtract that amount from 1000 rupees, the difference amount is going to be your realized yield. Are you able to understand what I'm trying to tell you? If anyone has any doubts, please raise your hand, or you can just clear your doubts. Are you able to understand this concept? This is called
Sir,
reinvestment. Yeah, Mrunali.
sir, we have to calculate 16% on which amount?
150.
150.
because that is what you're going to receive, right? At the
So,
end of
but
first
the
year,
yes, sir.
at the end of first year, 150 rupees Mrunali is what you're going to receive. So 150
So, if
rupees,
we calculate 16% on 150, it's coming 24.
no, 16% for 4 years you have to calculate, no?
Okay.
You have 4 years time left. How do you calculate the
Yes.
compound interest? I think you have used this particular formula. 1 plus r raised to n. This is what you use. Amount is equal to
Yes.
principal into 1 plus r, and I think this is what you have used. So your principal amount is going to be 150. I'll just write down here 150 into 1 plus r. 1 plus r is 1.16 raised to 4. Solve this. Only solve that equation, solve that problem.
Yes, sir.
How much are you getting?
So, I'm getting 271.5.
271.5.
Yes, sir.
This is what you have got here.
Yes, sir.
And same values you will get in subsequent years also. Only thing is
Okay.
your n is going to change. Now your n is 4. Next year it will become 3. Next year it will become 2.
3.
Next 1. So on.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Anyone has any other doubts?
Sir, I got up till future value of cash flow calculation, sir. The later whatever you told, sir, the adding and subtracting, can you repeat it again?
Okay. You need to add all these values. 1, 2, 3, because you are getting the returns, right?
Yes, sir.
So you add 150 plus 174 plus 201 plus 234 plus 271 plus 850, because that is your initial investment.
Yes, sir.
How much did you get?
I don't have calci. I'll have to
Okay,
calculate.
do it, do it, do it.
Yes, sir. Just a
You want to
second.
do it?
So, it's 1030.5.
1000.
30.5.
Okay, I'll
So
minimize
after
it.
adding 850, after adding 850, it is 1880.5, sir.
Okay, I'll just take a blank screen here so that you'll understand. Okay, please tell me the values. 150 plus 150 plus uh, what is that? 174 plus 201. Okay, 201 plus 234. Sorry, 234 plus 271.5 plus initial investment 850. Right? Initial investment is 850. Getting it?
Yes, sir.
What do you get? Do you get 1031?
So, after adding all this, we get 1880.5.
Just a minute. 170. You get add 170, 150 plus 174 plus 201. Okay, plus 234 plus 271.5 plus 850. Okay, just pay attention what I'm doing so that you'll be able to understand here. Just pay attention. I'm writing the formula. Present value into bracket 1 plus r, okay, raised to n. Sorry. raised to n, okay, is equal to your future value. Is this correct?
Yes, sir.
Is this correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, please understand one more thing. I have to tell you what is future value now. I have to tell you what is future value. What is your future value? What is your future value? Future value is nothing but summation of all these things. Okay. Summation of all these things plus the face value of the bond. That is your future value. Let me complete it, then I'll explain to you. Okay. Now, in this particular case, what will be my future value? It will be 2031. How did I get this 2031? Is basically I added all the amount that is mentioned above, plus I added 1000 rupees to it. Okay, so I added 1000 rupees, which is nothing but the face value, plus initial purchase price of the bond, plus 850, plus all these values. When I add all these things, whatever answer that I get, that is going to be my future value. Are you able to understand what I'm trying to tell you here?
Yes, sir.
So this becomes my future value. The total comes to 2031, if I'm not wrong.
No, so it's like 2880.5.
2800. Okay, fine.
80.5.
Probably I've gone wrong, whatever. I might have gone wrong. No issues. Now, what you have to do here? So your future value is what you said, 2000. How much is it? Murali?
2880.5.
2880. Just check if I'm not. I think it should be 2031. Okay. Anyways. Fine. So now you get those values, right? Whatever answer that you have got, 2880, 80 point something that you have got, you add these values. This is your future value. Okay. What's your present value? What is your present value? Present value is 850, right? That is what you have
50.
paid for the bond. That is what you have paid for the bond. Clear? Now, what I'm trying to tell you is I'm trying to tell you how to calculate a realized yield. So I don't know what is my yield. So I will keep it as 1 plus R as it is. Okay, I'll keep 1 plus R as it is. And how much time did I have from the start itself? I had 5 years. Is equal to 2880. Clear? Can you solve this equation? If you solve this equation, okay, you will be able to get the value of R. That is your realized yield. Clear? How will you solve this? How will you solve this equation? I'll just remove this. Okay, is equal to, on the other side it goes and becomes divided. Clear? So when you divide this, you get 1 plus R raised to 5 is equal to whatever answer you get. And now you have to solve for the value of R. Okay, this is on the exponential side. On the other hand, it goes as under root sign. Okay, those who are good with maths will understand how to do it. End of the day, if I calculate my resultant realized yield, it will come to somewhere around 19%. You can also try it out. I think it should come somewhere around 19%. You might get 18.9, 18.8, something like this. So I've rounded off to 19%. Clear? What I'm trying to tell you here is, this slide was actually not there and need not be there. I'm trying to explain to you that if you want a good realized yield on your bond, whatever money that is generated, you have to reinvest it. Okay, for whatever time frame is the validity of this particular bond, so that at the end of the time frame, at the end of your maturity value, you get a substantial amount of money. That is what I'm trying to tell you. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Whatever calculations, if what I have done, if you have not understood, don't worry about it. What you need to understand here is, if you invest your regular money that you get from coupons, if you invest it on a regular basis, you will be able to generate a huge amount of money. That is what it says. Yeah, Mrunal, you have any doubts?
No, sir.
Sure. Okay. Getting up to this point.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we are going a step further. Okay. Don't look at the graphs. You might think this is very difficult. It is not difficult at all. It's quite easy to understand. But only thing is, just pay attention so that things will be easy for you to understand. Okay. Now, initially also we discussed a concept called as price and yield relationship. We discussed this particular relationship, which means, what does it mean? It means that, in simple words, okay, that if price increases, the yield has to go down. Okay, so on my x-axis, this is my y-axis, this is my x-axis. On my x-axis I plot my yield, and on my y-axis I plot my price. Whatever is the case, my graph will always be downward sloping only. The reason is, if the yield increases, if the yield keeps on increasing, the price has to come down. And conversely, if the price goes up, the yield has to come down. Okay, this nature of the bond is called convexity of the bond. This nature of the bond is what we call as the convexity of the bond. So tomorrow, if they ask you, what do you mean by the convexity of the bond? Convexity of the bond means there is an inverse relationship. Just look at this. There is an inverse relationship between price and yield. Okay, which means if one increases, the other has to decrease. That is the meaning of the convexity of the bond. Okay, then you can see this slope of a tangent of the graph and all those things. All these things are not relevant for you. They are applicable only for a higher level. But what you need to understand is, when you get a curve like this on the graph, this is my y-axis, this is my x-axis. When you get a curve like this, at some point of time, you will be able to find out one point which is highest, and after that the graph keeps on sloping downwards. That is called a tangent point. That is what we call as a tangent point. Clear? So as of now, don't worry about all those things. They come at a very high level. In fact, these things are also not there for CA level. Okay, they come into a concept called as FRM, Financial Risk Managers Exam, FRM. Okay, there all these things do come into picture. Okay, but as of now, you need to know that there is something called as convexity nature of the bond, and in the convexity nature of the bond, price is inversely proportional to yield. Okay, at the same time, there is one more relationship which talks about that bond prices and time relationship. What it means is, over a period of time, whatever is a discount on the bond and whatever is a premium on the bond, as the bond starts approaching maturity, the discount and premium slowly starts reducing. That is the meaning of it. Clear? I repeat once again. In the previous example, we had a bond which I had purchased it for 850 rupees. It means that I had 5 years time for the bond to get matured. In these 5 years, after every successive year that passes by, this is fifth year, this is fourth year, third year, second year, first year, and 0th year. So it means that as time passes by, as we move closer to maturity, okay, whatever is a discount, that discount slowly starts reducing. That is the meaning of this particular statement. That bond prices and time relationship talks that as we approach towards maturity, the discount or the premium, whatever is there, will start becoming equal to the par value of the bond. That is what I'm trying to tell you. We will see all these concepts in the next class, because I have to tell you that these all things come under 5 bond theorems. There are theorems that we have to understand in bond pricing, And the next concept that I'm going to discuss with you is on bond pricing mechanism. Okay. And if you really want to understand bond pricing mechanism, please keep a calculator in your hand. Okay. And the present value table, that which is necessary. At the same time, whenever I'm solving something, I will always use this particular formula. And please mark this particular formula: P is equal to, price is equal to, C into bracket, present value interest factor annuity, RN, plus M, present value interest factor, RN. Always I'm going to remember this. I'm going to use this particular formula. So whenever I'm solving any problem when it comes to bond theorem, please write down this formula quickly, so that you will be able to understand what I'm trying to explain. Clear? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I'll just take only theorem 1 and then we'll stop. So this is called bond theorem 1. Okay, please read through this particular theorem and then you will be able to understand what I'm trying to tell you about. And one more thing, when I'm giving you this particular theorem, please don't believe me, work it out. You'll be able to get the answer. And if you want to work it out, okay, use this formula of price. What does theorem 1 say? Theorem 1 says if market price of the bond increases, then the yield would decline and vice versa. So in other words, he is trying to tell you that how price is inversely proportional to yield. And he's just not telling you, he is demonstrating this particular theorem with you. What has he done? He has taken the par value of the bond. So par value of the bond in both the cases is going to be 1000 rupees. There are two bonds, bond A and bond B. Both of them have a par value of 1000 rupees. Both of them carry the same rate of interest of 10%. Both of them will mature in 2 years. Okay. As of now, ignore this price. Don't worry about the price. Okay. One is giving a yield of 18%. The second is giving an yield of 8%. In other words, your small r, okay, in that equation is 18% and 8%. What I want is, I want you to quickly calculate what is the price of the bond. Okay. I want one set of people to calculate only the price of bond A, and I want another set of people to only calculate price of bond B. Please do it quickly. Yeah. In the chat box, I have sent you one Excel file which has all the present value tables along with annuity tables. Everything is available there. Please open that and calculate the value of P, that is price. Okay, do that. I think I'll meet you on Monday because we are running out of time. We have just 2 minutes left out. Okay, it will not be possible.
So we didn't receive any tables.
On the chat box, I have sent it. I can see in the chat box.
No, sir. We can't see it.
No, sir. Yes, sir.
Just a
We
minute.
can't see it.
Okay, anyways, I will mail it to you on the WhatsApp. Then you can try it. It has gone from my side. I'll just send it once again. Says network disconnected. Just a minute. Yeah, check it now. It says successfully sent.
No, sir.
Anyways, I'll mail it to you. Anyways, we have 27 students here. I think attendance might have already come on your WhatsApp group. Anyways, I'll send it to you. You can have a look at it. We're running out of time. Just less than a minute also. Anytime the link might close. Okay. Surprising. My chat box says that 2 files have been sent.
So, but we
Sir,
can't
in
see over
web
here.
version, we can see, sir.
What happened?
In web, the people who are using laptop, we can access that file, sir.
Okay. So you have received the file, right?
Ah, yes, sir. I have received it.
Okay. 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 For those who have not received, I will send it on your WhatsApp group. Don't worry.
Yes, sir.